And we are live, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, all of you around the planet. Thank you for joining this new episode of Wellness Insights, how to become a wellness tourism accredited professional with WITT, Wellness in Travel and Tourism. As you know, wellness continues to transform the travel and hospitality landscape. Um, Professionals across the industry are increasingly expected to understand how to identify, recommend, design, operate, and deliver authentic wellness experiences that meet evolving guest expectations, with guests being more and more demanding. Today, World Wellness Weekend is proud to support and introduce the WITT Accredited Professional program, also known as WITT AP, the first professional credential dedicated to wellness in hospitality and travel. Developed by WITT, as I said, the Wellness in Travel and Tourism, the global organization behind wellness standards and certification for hotels and resorts, WITT AP provides practical, standards-based education and verified expertise in wellness hospitality. Today, we are joined by Oksana Spivey, the Vice President of Wellness Standards and Education for WITT. Thank you so very much for joining us, Oksana. You will present how the program also establishes a common language and shared framework for professionals, enabling more effective collaboration and a deeper understanding of what constitutes a truly wellness oriented guest experience. And then we shall hear from WITT AP graduates representing global hospitality, spa operations, wellness consulting, travel advisory, and wellness leadership as they share why they pursued the credential, the insights they gained through the program, and how they have applied this knowledge in their professional roles. So I welcome Vanessa Tierney, the Director of Spa Operations at 124 on Queen Hotel and Spa in Ontario, Canada, the beautiful city of Niagara-on-the-Lake. We also have from Portugal, Ana Beatriz, the CEO of ABC Sustainable Luxury Hospitality based in Lisbon. We have Joanne Coates, owner of Health Flow Westport in Ireland. Thank you for joining us. Melton Fernandez is the wellness travel advisor at Soul Advisor, an Australia-based company, but right now Melton is joining us from Bali, beautiful island. And we have, last but not least, Marla Ramos, who is a wellness travel specialist, whom I've known for years and years, first through Upwork, and then as the acclaimed country co-ambassador of the World Wellness Weekend in the Philippines, gaining the support of the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Tourism, and rallying so many professionals behind her. So thank you so very much, all of you, for joining us. Oksana, thank you for rounding up so many professionals and touching on this very important topic of the WITT AP program. Please, the mic is yours. Tell us more about it.
Thank you, Jean-Guy, for inviting and hosting this important conversation that we will have today. So thank you so much. And of course, first, I want to thank all the special guests who are attending this webinar. So thank you so much for joining us today. As Jean-Guy said, evolution of wellness in hospitality and travel took place, and the shift is profound. So organization WITT is Wellness in Travel and Tourism, support this evolution with wellness standards that came across hospitality globally. So they support this evolution with global standards and certification that evaluates properties against those standards. So we supported this new shift that was happening slowly, and now you cannot escape it. It's in our faces. So when the certification was developed and global standards were developed, Then we received a very important question from the industry and professionals. How can we learn about them? How can we apply them now? How can we utilize them? And how can we speak about them in the industry? Because as you know, wellness has been part of hospitality for some time, but it hasn't been shared as a framework for the industry. So there's no common language to speak about wellness because wellness is such a subjective presence in our life. We need to understand what it means to implement, to speak, to evaluate, to operate, to
How'd it
be
go?
present in hospitality when it comes to wellness. All right. So that's the background. I wanted to bring up why the design of WITT AP, WITT Accredited Professional program took place is because properties and professionals started to ask, how can we learn about it? How can we implement it? How can we really put those standards in practice in real situations and operations? And that is where we stepped in and we developed WITT AP program. Officially, it was launched in January of this year. And as you see, we already have a great array of professionals that decided to join us today. Thank you so much again. So the WITT AP, it's a training and accreditation pathway that equips professionals across hospitality, travel, wellness industries to gain knowledge, gain framework, and practical tools to understand what standards are, how to apply them across operation, and how to utilize them for guest experience, for travel guest experience at hotels. It also touches the design, the development work, the culture, what takes place before and after the property is built, right? So it's a pathway for professionals to also strengthen their personal professional credentials, because this is a credential. This is just like any credential, but the I guess difference about WITT AP is because it's the first wellness global accreditation for hospitality when it comes to wellness. So this is the initiative that the organization took place, and it can help not only build properties, build experiences, build environments, but also elevate personal credential, personal career choices. You can become a true expert within your space when it comes to wellness and hospitality and travel. And it creates, of course, just like Jean-Guy mentioned, a shared language that didn't exist before. Properties been built by certain standards, but they're all different. So there is no shared language. And that's what WITT AP provides for professionals to understand what are we talking about when it comes to wellness and hospitality. And just would like to make sure that everyone understands who is participating, who this program is for. This program is for everyone within the operation team, right? General manager, leadership team, marketing team, spa, any wellness activity, F&B professionals, anyone who really touches guest experience at the property. The program is for you. Also for the teams, and I just want to also mention housekeeping and front desk, like all of those are important because it's so much deeper than just a marketing claim that we are wellness. It has to really trickle down to everyone at the property, right? Of course, before operation takes place, it's the design team, it's the development, it's the architects. Those professionals also can use this AP program with knowing that it will help them to understand their business properly. Travel advisors, of course, hospitality and wellness consultants is important, marketing teams, any brand level operations, all the professionals that somehow participate and be part of the guest experience. This program is for you. So And what you will gain after you receive and complete the program, you will gain understanding of global wellness standards for hospitality and travel. You'll know how to apply 5 pillars of wellness, which are healthy eating, holistic healing, nature, movement, and local impact. Local impact is the heart of our mission, truly. Integrate wellness standards into actual guest experience operationally. You will be supported to understand how to design with wellness in mind properly. And you also helps to build the even culture within the your whether it's a property or whether it's organization or a team. So it will also create differentiation to your status as well. And how it works. It's 100% online self-paced program with approximately 15 hours of comprehensive content. It is structured within five modulars, 5 pillars, 5 modulars. It provides real-world case studies from with certified properties. In fact, Vanessa's property, 124 on Queen, is part of WITT AP program, and they are an excellent example for WITT certified properties, and we decided to utilize them as a real life example in the program. You'll receive practical assignments there that you have to answer. You have final exam. You have access to community. You can collaborate there, comment on each other comments. So that's a great element there. It unifies all the professionals and really allows you to collaborate if you'd like. It's open book. You don't have to, you have access to all the information because the main goal, we all have been to school, we all have done exams. It's not about memorization. It's truly about just knowing. So it's all open book, no worries. We've received many calls asking us, do I need to study? Do I need to, will it be open book? How do I operate? Everything will be accessible. You just have to know the information and go through that. You'll have a couple of attempts. If you fail first time, no worries about that. And we're always ready to assist if there are any questions, challenges, etc. So we are there to support you through the process. And like I said, it's designed for everyone. And within the program, you will actually see specifics for your roles, specific questions, specific orientation. So that's why it works for a very wide professional realm, from hospitality teams to consultation. And what professionals receive after graduating, after receiving, completing the program, they receive certificate, they receive a digital credential badge, listing in our directory on our website, wittcertified.com, and of course, access to the global community within the program. Please feel free to enroll when you wish. We will probably share the link. It's witt.learnworlds.com. And today, actually, we do offer special offering. If you are attending, you will receive actually $100 off. And at the end of the recording, we will share the code that you can use and enroll into the program. But I am very excited to pass on the mic to our special guests. I kind of gave you the overview of the program. I'm sure participants will have many more questions to ask, but I don't want to wait any longer. I would love to start the conversation with our WITT AP graduates.
Thank you so very much, Oksana. And it is so important that so many people in the organization have the chance to go up one level and then to be connected with other operational and management and executives in their organization so that they have a 360 view on how they can improve and have a positive impact on the operation so that true, authentic wellness experiences can be delivered for the clients, but also lived through by the colleagues. And this is also one of the reasons why World Wellness Weekend is supporting you so massively, also for the communities. So not just wellness for the clients who pay, but also wellness for clients, for colleagues, and for underserved communities. We will start directly with another C, with the letter Canada. So, Vanessa, please unmute yourself. I have so many questions for you, but I'll start with this one. And I'd like to understand for you, how did WITT AP influence your approach to guest wellness delivery standards?
Thank you, Jongi. I'm happy to be here, and I can't say enough good things about the program. It's been so beneficial for us. I would say that one of the most valuable aspects of the program for us to help us set those standards for our guests is the framework. We had a whole bunch of wellness initiatives, and often in properties like hotels and resorts, those initiatives fall onto the spa leader, and it becomes siloed in that sense. So we had, all of these wonderful initiatives, and with this program, it really gave us a framework to organize all of those initiatives and to put it into action and to take it not only from the spa, but the entire property to give that full guest experience. One of the examples of that is that we have a wellness suite in the hotel that guests can book, and they have the halotherapy salt lounge that they would do in the spa, and we've continued that with our guest keeping, our rooms attendants. They have the salt lamp in the guest suite so that they can continue that experience back in their room once they're done. So it really ties everything together. It's also a great reference to refer back to. So even though I've completed the program, I still open up the modules and look back and see how can we improve and where would this new initiative fit in. So it's a wonderful program that just keeps on giving.
Thank you very much, Vanessa. Thank you, thank you. Let's switch now to Portugal. Bom dia, Ana.
Bom dia.
Thank you so much for joining us. Obrigado. Vanessa mentioned the framework. I'd like to know from your optic, from a strategic consulting lens, what was missing in how wellness is defined in luxury hospitality today, maybe for you, especially in Portugal, or maybe as you see it, missing in the luxury hospitality in the world.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. And so about your question, we believe that what has been missing is more a holistic and an integrated understanding of wellness in luxury hospitality. For many years, wellness was treated as an amenity and sometimes confined just for the spa or a set of standalone experience. Today, we believe wellness should be considered the central aspect of luxury hospitality offering. It should be embedded through the entire guest journey from pre-arrival to the checkout, shaping everything from the design and the sleep quality to nutrition, personalized experience, and the way the service is delivered. So for us, the modern luxury is not more defined for the exclusivity or material sophistication. It's really guests are increasingly seeking for experience that help them feel better, reconnect, and return home easily or more balanced. So it's really wellness. It's no longer an add-on for us. It's really becoming the very foundation of luxury hospitality. So in our way, we see wellness not as a department, but as the philosophy that should permeate in our entire hospitality experience. So true luxury for us is really about creating meaningful experience that positively impact people's life. So I think yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Anna. We will get back to you. So many more questions, but let's make a small hop to Ireland. Joan, you help and have helped people, countless, in life work performance. So you help people find harmony sometimes in chaos or find the perfect balance between life and work. How did, for you, a WITT AP bridge the gap between wellness practice and hospitality application?
Thank you for having me all the way from Ireland. I really am delighted to be here. So I'll just give you a quick background just to explain how I got into health and wellness and all of that. So initially I had trained as a cosmetologist, and then I went into hospitality. So I'm nearly 30 years, believe it or not, in hospitality. And in that time, I did a lot of training with staff for customer journeys and customer care. I did a lot of training around business development. And I was in a lot of the different departments as part of my training. So for me, wellness has always been a part of hospitality. From that, then, in my own personal journey, I decided just possibly before COVID to get into health and wellness. So I started with nutritional therapy, and then I developed life sciences around health and wellness coaching, and I got a bit of a bug for study and just went all out on that with the health and wellness side of things. So then I started my own health and wellness coaching business and got into consulting, and came back into hospitality again and decided I was going to, as you said, bridge that gap. And by coming across the WITT AP program, it was a fantastic bridge. And the reason it was so great is, as you've all mentioned here today, is that it is that framework that people are looking for to put a standard in place. I know from over the years, to maintain standards, you can have all the standard operating procedures in writing as you want, but to actually maintain those standards, you need a framework that you can keep referring back to. So for me, that's what it actually gave me. It gave me, to be able to develop my business and myself, that framework to be able to put all of this wellness practice in place.
Thank you, Joanne. Let's make a big jump all across the world, straight to Bali, meeting you, Melton, where you are right now. We've talked about the framework, we've talked about bridging a gap. Let's talk about confidence and how WITT AP has changed maybe your confidence in curating wellness travel experiences.
Thank you, Sean. Great being here and being around fellow professionals that have also completed the accredited professional certification from WITT. So overall, it's been a challenging and great journey on the health and wellness front, and it's developed my confidence by actually having the credibility and a professional certification back in what I talk about to my clients and to my other travel professionals. Being based in Bali, it's like 90% full of hospitality professionals. So they do it automatically without even thinking about it, just from their real world experiences. But putting a professional framework, as everyone said, in place and having actually a certification program that encompasses all of people's feedback and professionalism in the travel and hospitality industry over the last 30 plus years. I'm very much new in the industry from COVID. Seeing that as we was all stuck in one place, we had a lot of time on our hands during that time, focusing on my personal development and my personal health. So overall, the framework that it brings and all of the content and knowledge and wisdom, it automatically shows what we're talking about is actually backed by a collective of professionals. So that raises the confidence. People know that when people are more healthy and more aware, you can't really work around anything. it all works in the same terminology, like holistic healing, nature-based practices, all of the 5 pillars that we speak about in the program. They're actually from real world feedback from myself, from my personal experience, and all of my clients and travel experiences as well. So yeah, the confidence automatically raises, and it also boosts the confidence of the people around me as well. So it's like a collective energy, all working together, and especially enhancing the local impact that the tourism industry gives to the destinations that we visit, and making sure that we create a positive impact. And it's an emotional connection that we have with each other and all of the clients as humans, and also making sure that we take action to restore the health of the planet rather than the destruction that we've seen over the years with technology being placed in the wrong hands, and making sure that we can reclaim that power back, and make sure that we put it into good use for the next generations. And that's what we do it for. We do it for the health of ourselves and the planet and the people and the future generations that inherit the planet from us, and to make sure that we create a big positive change in the world, especially since COVID is giving us more awareness to make sure that we can make a big change in the travel and hospitality industry, as that's what connects us all. So yeah, happy to be a part of the team, and yeah, hopefully we can push this to another level very shortly.
Thank you so very much, Melton. What you touch on is really important to my ears and so many other people's ears. Yes, sustainability, it's really connected now with regenerative travel and
Yes.
tourism. So going to a fantastic, pristine location, and just by being a tourist or a temporary local, having a negative impact with electricity, with water, with waste management, with linen, with food, with so many things. But as a tourist, you make beautiful photos of a pristine region, and then it becomes over tourism. And then before you know it, you say, "Oh, I was so lucky to visit this place before it turned into an absolute dump." No, 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 no. Right from the get-go, how can we be sustainable? How can we be regenerative? And thank you for mentioning that it is super important to think of planet, people, and profit in that order, because there is no planet B. We have this one, and until Elon Musk and all the tech bros either set up a base on the moon and then Mars, we have this one to take care of. So thank you, Melton, for highlighting this part.
No worries,
Marla,
thank you.
from Bali to the Philippines is just well, maybe there's a direct flight, maybe we have a stopover somewhere, but we go to you straight and directly. As far as I've known you, Marla, and as far as I've admired your work and your work ethics, you've been for me a wellness travel specialist. And last year you were talking with key associations, you were discussing with the Ministry of Tourism, Ministry of Health. So you are already having these kind of conversations. How would you say, or how important was with AP program to formalize your knowledge that you already have? How did you formalize it?
Thank you so much, Jangi. It's been a pleasure to be here. Well, throughout my journey, I have seen firsthand how a single wellness experience can change a person's life. So when done with authenticity, it can inspire healthier habits, it shift mindsets, and create a positive ripple effect that shapes someone's well-being for the rest of their lives. So for me, I wanted to ensure that everything that I work on as a wellness advocate is measurable and truly brings an impact, not just for the travelers, but also for the destinations and the communities that we put our impact on behind that experience. And another equally important thing for me, I wanted to see authenticity and integrity in the wellness experiences that I visit and recommend. Because I think in an industry that is growing so rapidly, as we all know, it is very essential to distinguish between wellness that is marketed and wellness that is genuinely delivered. That's why pursuing WIT for me, WIT AP was very important, because as a globally recognized accreditation, it gave me the knowledge and the framework to better understand what makes a wellness experience truly impactful and transformative. So yeah, I guess that's it from my end.
Thank you, Marla. Before we move on to how learnings and insights are applied, Oksana, is there something you would like to say beyond the different feedbacks we've had from this very diverse panel about motivation and why people contact the Wellness in Travel and Tourism for the AP certification? And you are on mute.
Well, first of all, I think it's well covered so far, amazingly. I just want to repeat that it just creates such a common understanding and language what we're talking about in hospitality. Because I've spent 20 years in hospitality myself. I've mainly on development side, new builds, but my personal life was always about wellness. So even though I spoke the language in my personal life, what I want when I travel, what I want the industry to go to, but it wasn't there. It was missing. I'm a big traveler myself, and I couldn't fully enjoy traveling because I wasn't getting what I wanted when I traveled. So, and the same with our founder, Robin Ruiz. Her, initiated idea was because we cannot travel like that anymore. We have to take our lifestyle on the road and not compromise anymore. So for me, I think it was important for the industry to really start shaping it as a unison language, as a unison framework. And it just wasn't present. So that's all that I wanted to add, because we need the industry to shift as one unity and also deliver it to the travelers.
Agreed.
Thank you.
Thank you for highlighting those points, Oksana. And I'll come back to you after this round, really about learning and insight. Vanessa, back to you, back to Canada. How was, and good luck with the World Cup that started. I know
Yes,
France is
exciting.
playing. We will not try to compete in this panel, but in all fairness, good luck.
Thank you.
Back to WITT AP. How did it influence spa operations training and guest journey design for you, Vanessa?
Absolutely. Thank you. As I mentioned, it really had a big influence on our total operations. We're more inclusive and holistic, and the property and all the employees now understand that each employee has an influence on guest well-being and is a touch point for that guest journey to carry it through. So that's been huge for us. Furthermore, we took that program and we looked at even right to our recruiting and hiring. So we switched the language on our advertising when we're posting for a new job position, and our title says work the wellness way. So right off the hop, we're attracting like-minded employees that want a better work-life balance, and we really not only for our guests, but we speak that to our staff as well. So we've created a first day experience for our employees. Of course, they have to do all their paperwork and orientation in the morning, but we also take them on a tour through the property and show them all of those touch points that the guest is experiencing along the way, so that everybody on the property, beginning and starting with our company, gets that knowledge. The AP program has a wonderful glossary and directory of keywords and terminology. We share that with them on their first day. And then in the afternoon, they get to spend the day in our hydrotherapy circuit experiencing the spa themselves. So that's been a game changer for us in attracting like-minded people and really, not only having the wellness experience for our guests, but also for our staff.
Well done, Vanessa, for promoting and instilling a culture of workplace well-being. That's all in your honor, and I believe more and more of venues should do that. Just a quick note about this point, which is really, really dear to my heart, and then we'll go back to Anna in Portugal. So if you want to unmute yourself, Anna, I'll be back with you in a second. But on this point, as the founder of World Wellness Weekend, we'll be celebrating our 10th edition on September 18, 19, and 20. And last year, 11,000 venues participated in 187 countries. And we always encourage venues to organize just one fun, free, meaningful activity, collective session. It can be a yoga session, it can be a fitness class, it can be a breathwork workshop. Anything that has one member of the team speak to 5, 10, 50, 100 people so that they can share their passion, their expertise, and wellness is something that they can experience, possibly with friends, families, colleagues, and want to return. So the minimum requirement is just do one free, meaningful activity to support together the third objective of the United Nations, which is good health and well-being for all. But we give a special badge as a wellness champion for any venue that decides to organize 3 different activities. And by doing 3 activities, they get their badge, they receive it as early as July or August if they announce before what they're going to do or after the World Wellness Weekend. But, and this is the point about workplace well-being, if some venues accept to organize 3 activities for the clients, 1 activity for their team to give them a big thumbs up. And as Melton said about sustainability, regeneration, doing 1 activity for the local community, which is so important among the criterias of the WITT AP program and also the WITT certification for hotels and resorts, then with 3 activities for the clients, 1 for the team and 1 for the underserved, underprivileged communities, or maybe with just a cleanup, then they can get a badge as a wellness hero because we want to encourage more and more venues, more and more properties, hotels, resorts, wellness retreats to take a stand, not just for wellness for clients, wellness for those who pay, but also wellness for those who are the guest experience makers, who are the experience facilitators, and also for the planet and collectivity. Just to give you stats on this, because it's important to see what's the big picture, what's the goal, and then what are the metrics with this. 11,000 venues last year, 187 countries, 550 venues got their wellness champion badge for doing 3 activities or more, and 46 got their wellness hero badge for also including their team and also including the community and sustainability program. So I hope that with this strategic partnership with the WTA, the Wellness Tourism Association, and also with WITT, Wellness in Travel and Tourism, we can encourage some of your accredited members, some of your accredited professionals, and on our part also to encourage more venues to take a stand to truly be leaders in wellness and not just wellness leaders. So after this short mention of where we set the bar and how we would love to see things change on a practical level in 2026 for the 10th edition, Anna, which framework or standards, because you are the owner of your consultancy company. So I'm now speaking with the CEO, not just the WITT AP graduate.
Yeah.
Mrs. CEO, owner of your company, which frameworks or standards from the WITT AP program most influenced your consulting work?
So very first was a confirmation for us, for for our path that we are doing here for 12 years in Portugal, and was like, yeah, we are on the right path, and we have someone that speaks our language, and let's do it, and let's be part of it. So for sure, with WITT AP framework is really the way that brings structure, clarity. That is often we see a fragmented understand of wellness and hospitality. So, and in particular for us, it empathizes. Another thing that we always said is the holistic guest journey. So emphasize that this come from the pre-arrival to the post-stay, strongly influence how we approach the concept development and the operational strategy, and reinforce the idea that wellness is not a single touch point, but an ecosystem that needs to be intentional design across all dimensions of the guest experience. So we also particularly very aligned with the frameworks that focus on integration between the design, the service culture, and the programming. So in the consulting, this is essential to understand that wellness is not treated as as I said, as an isolated department, but as a guiding principle that shapes decision and every level of the property. It's very, very important for us. And of course, finally, the accreditation aspect itself adds an important layer, of course, of credibility and consistency. And it allowed us to speak a shared language with developers, operators, and investors. So it really leads to be more aligned, scalable, and meaningful hospitality concept. So it's really a goal for us. It's a goal to create experience that are both, of course, experiential and inspired, but also operational grounded. So, thank you for really.
Thank you, Anna. We're getting closer to the Q&A part of this session. I have a few more questions for our panelists, but I was just posting on our live feed on the Facebook page of World Wellness Weekend that if any of you attending here in the Zoom session or online watching, if you have questions, please type them, and I'll be more than happy to share those questions in the Q&A. Back to Ireland, the Bonnie Ireland. Back to you, Joan. How do you integrate hospitality standards into your wellness practice?
Okay, so I suppose this goes back for me to the customer journey. So if you take into account that your very first interaction with the customer, right through to the end of the journey of the customer, which hopefully doesn't end. Hopefully it's going to be a repeat customer that you're creating. And looking at your SOPs, like I mentioned earlier, and looking at what you have already in place prior to maybe doing the WITT AP program, and then integrating that WITT AP wellness program into your existing SOPs so that you can develop a whole new set of SOPs going forward based around wellness, based around your customer journey, so that every single aspect, as we spoke about earlier, it's created through a whole framework of new SOPs, and then you're building that out into your whole hospitality offering. So it's really, really important actually for me, because when I used to do the customer care training, there was one aspect that I took away from it, and it was that we had two customers actually. We have our external customers and we have our internal customers. And our internal customers are the most important, believe it or not, over our external customers. And I know you might think that's strange to say that, but if we don't look after our internal customers, which are each other, we have nothing. And sometimes the behind the scenes, as you mentioned earlier, can be forgotten about. So we need to really include them in. And it was really fantastic to hear Vanessa there talking about what they're doing in the hotel. I was just lit me up. I was like, yes, this is exactly what we need. and it's fantastic. It's fantastic to hear that. So yeah, I mean, I could talk about this aspect for ages. With my health and wellness coaching, I talk about nutrition. There's dietary requirements that we look at. There's menus. There's having guest histories built up so that we can repeat that for customers without them having to ask when they come back. There's the whole movement aspect, how easy it is even for someone to park up if they have a disability. Just the flow of everything as you're coming into the hotel, how easy it is to get to their rooms. There's so many different aspects. So as I said, I could go on for probably half an hour on this whole section, but I'll just leave it there. But yes, it's a huge thing.
I agree with you, Joan, and maybe one day we'll talk about SOPs, which for me should never be really standard. You start with standards, but then rapidly you can evolve, for instance, with Melton to sustainable operational procedures, or like you are mentioning or hinting to, Joan, to superior operational procedures, or like I did a few years ago for different five-star properties, signature operational procedures so that they can really stand out in an ocean of sameness within the luxury level. How do you really stand out for extremely demanding clients? So thank you, Joan, for highlighting this. Melton, back to you, sustainability. How do you review wellness properties differently since the program?
Um, the program's coming at the perfect timing, to be honest with you. A lot of the reviews that we've been focusing now for our travelers' feedback is basically brand new boutique retreats is our target market now. Transitioning from the five-star hotels and resorts that have hundreds of rooms and myself focusing on sustainability and regeneration. Um, since the program, it's actually been focusing on more nature-based boutique retreats that have just the right number of rooms to host a 10 to 20 person retreat. So and then also actually seeing what the local impact is in the community, the location of the retreat and venues, and also the experiences that it brings to the travelers, and to the planet, like the farm to table concept, the holistic healing practitioners that are also involved in the retreat, the number of practitioners that actually get the feedback from the guests, because actually the guests sometimes actually go to see the actual teacher and practitioner rather than just the branding and the social status, you could say, of a five-star Marriott spa or a Hilton spa. They actually goes there to specifically see the practitioner, which brings the guests more authentically and more organically, because it's like fans that have been following them online through their social media and through their influence, their global influence, and then gets more of a full booking schedule for the retreat. Small 6 to 10 bedroom retreats operate like on the same revenue basis as small hotels nowadays, just by the occupation rate and actually the effect that it brings from to the travelers, to the wellness focused travelers, which is increasing day by day, transitioning from the traditional paradigm to this new eco luxury retreats and wellness and awareness. So yes, the program's made a huge difference and at perfect timing.
Thank you, Melton. Thank you for your enthusiasm. Just like Joan and Anna and Vanessa, I feel we could go on and on and on, but we have about 10 more minutes. So we'll try to wrap it up
Thank you.
with one last round of questions, and maybe we'll have a question from the audience or from online. Marla, you know that with the World Wellness Weekend, we have five pillars of wellness. We have sleep and the creativity that you get the following day of a good night's sleep. We have nutrition and immunity for the microbiome, but not just for the body, also for the brain and cognitive. So brain food, not just losing weight to get this beautiful beach body before you get on the summer vacation. Then we have vitality, movement and vitality, not just training for the World Cup or the Olympics, but just moving around for your life. And then mindfulness and serenity and sense of purpose and solidarity. So that's the 5 pillars of wellness, quote unquote, of the Wellness Weekend. But with WITT, you also have 5 pillars of wellness framework. How did that change your advisory approach?
Yes, the 5 pillars of framework completely changed the way I look at wellness tourism. So before it was easy, very easy to focus on individual wellness offerings such as treatments, spa, fitness programs, and so on. But the framework of WITT AP reinforced something deeper for me. It's shown that wellness is not just a treatment, it is a journey. Like how Anna said it in the earlier, that the framework actually helped me understood that true wellness is created through an ecosystem of experiences. So from the moment a guest arrives, every touch point matters. The environment, the people, the food, the energy of the space, the authenticity shared by everyone, it's integrated together. So I think it's the sense of connection and ultimately how they feel when they leave. WITT AP clearly identifies all of those and clearly teaches us how to integrate it together. So today, when I advise clients or create wellness experiences, I look beyond the offerings and ask a bigger question. How can I personalize this entire experience to support someone's well-being journey, individually or collectively? Because for me, the most successful wellness experiences and destinations are not those that offer the most treatments, but those that create meaningful and lasting impact in people's lives. So I think that's how it really helped me.
Boom. Okay. Well, Marla, this is like speaking from a powerhouse in the Philippines. Well done, well done. I'm so happy to see how you've grown and how you open your wings and how you speak with such confidence about important topics. So let's keep it tight with a rapid fire last round of questions. Let's try to keep it to 1 minute if you can. I know I could not, but it's easy for me to ask of you to be really sharp and concise as we get close to the end of the session. So, next time you try to be the moderator and then you try to ask me to be brief and concise. Let's talk about the professional impact of the WITT AP program. Vanessa, back to you in Canada, Niagara. Um, how has the WITT AP program influenced you and especially influenced your leadership and team alignment in spa operations?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Of course. It's not because I say it's a rapid fire that I should read too quickly, but do you feel your leadership and team alignment in spa operation has changed for you since the program?
Oh, yeah, it's been night and day for us. I recommend this program for anyone in hospitality that wants to deepen their knowledge and authenticity. I think that our guests are becoming more educated, and wellness is a must. And so, it's given us a deeper understanding, given us the framework to work within that, and to give authentic experiences to our guests and pull it all together.
Excellent. Anna, rapid fire for you too. I know you've been certified very recently. How has it changed for you, or how has it enhanced the client's trust or the positioning in luxury hospitality consulting, even in this short time?
So even in the relative short time, it has been a very important impact in our client trust and position with the luxury hospitality consultant that where we are. So what we observed is that the frameworks like we are talking about in WITT AP bring an immediate sense of credibility and structure to conversation with the clients. They help move discussions away from the subjective interpretations of wellness and towards a more defined international recognized language and methodology. It is really important, this way. And in luxury hospitality, trust is closely linked with clarity and expertise. So when clients see that recommendations are grounded and they are established in standards and accredited frameworks, it reinforces confidence, not only in the concept itself, but also in on the viability of the project and everything that we guide the investor. So from a position perspective, it also elevates the role of the consultant from some offering ideas and and more explain with this framework and once again the accreditation, because accreditation is really important, give us more strongly, and here in Portugal as pioneers of wellness hospitality consultant is giving this more confident and the best and at the same time it's something that is global best practice. And it's very important also to share. We observe in Portugal there is many investors that come aboard Portugal, so it's coming awfully. So this international and global language, as everyone and as Oksana speak as well, is very important to our role.
Thank you, Ana. Obrigado. Joan, in a few words, I know things sometimes inspire us, sometimes things empower us, and sometimes things shape us or reshape us. How would you say that the program has shaped or reshaped your professional identity in the wellness ecosystem?
I would use one word really, and that is mindfulness. Because with hospitality, as we all know, the longer you're in it, sometimes you can forget why we're there. And we have to keep bringing ourselves back to mindfulness, that it's not just a paying customer in front of us, it's not just a guest, it's a person. And at a deeper level, if we keep reminding ourselves that that's a person that has their own life experience that they're going through, they're there for a reason. And especially when it comes to wellness, that we're meeting those expectations. And we're finding out from the get-go what it is that they actually want to get out of that holiday. And hopefully we can deliver that, and that they will go away knowing that the next time they come back to us, they'll get the same, if not better, treatment. So just to be mindful consistently. Yeah.
Agreed. Let's fly to Bali. Oh, just the name of it, Bali. Melton, what new opportunities or partnerships did the program create for you?
New opportunities definitely in the wellness industry, from health and fitness to holistic healing. So from the program, even just downloading and getting the knowledge and expertise from the program, I truly believe in the law of attraction. It attracts the right people to us, and many more focused on new developments, so new wellness focused properties and boutique resorts that have actually got wellness imprinted and embedded in from the architecture and the design. So it's actually creating new industries and new opportunities in the wellness real estate market as well as the wellness tourism market, and then working with world-class designers that are actually embedding all of the pillars, the wellness pillars, from the initial intention and development stages, from the planning stages to the implementation, and actually getting what the travelers and guests actually need from a holiday and need from a destination, which is belonging, making sure that we're all being treated equally, and get the final result, which is healing from long-term diseases and traumas, and preparing for the next generation of healthy humans. You could say evolution of humankind. It's definitely taking a step towards that direction.
Thank you, Milton, for your conviction, and for your vision and for sharing it today. Marla,
Thank you.
last question for you before I give the mic back to Oksana so that she can conclude. Um, yes, you are a wellness travel specialist, and yes, you are also a World Wellness Weekend co-ambassador in the Philippines. So how, as an ambassador of the Wellness Weekend, how can you share that the program strengthened your role in the global wellness travel community? And why would you recommend to the other 150 ambassadors and coordinators around the world to pursue this accreditation?
Yes, as a Global Wellness Weekend co-ambassador in the Philippines, our mission has always been simple. It's to inspire more people to embrace wellness as a way of life. The WITT AP programs really strengthen that mission by helping me see wellness tourism through a global lens. And that wellness is not something that we experience alone. It is actually social. Just like how the wellness pillars of the WITT AP are all connected and integrated together, wellness is built through connection, as how World Wellness Weekend sees it as well. And it's a shared experience that we all share together. So I invite my co-ambassadors and everyone to WITT AP program. I truly believe that this accreditation will help solidify that and build a new generation of transformative consultants, wellness travel consultants. I think you're on mute, Shangi.
I need that T-shirt that says you're on mute. Thank you so very much, Marla, Melton, Anna, Joan, Vanessa, Oksana. Your mic is open. I believe at the beginning you said there would be a special code, that there would be a call to action. So the mic is yours. Take it away.
Yes, for all the attendees, for everyone who's listening, please utilize code www-100, and you will receive a special price at the checkout. We will share the link, I think, with everyone in this video, but it's WITT, W-I-T-T dot learnworld.com. That's the website for the AP program. And just a last other one thing that I wanted to mention, we also offer group pricing if that's what you want. For example, I encourage hotel teams, if anyone from hotel is listening, I encourage hotel teams to sign up, because from what Vanessa shared with us today, this is so good, so important. And it's such a helpful tool for onboarding new teams, as Vanessa mentioned. And that's kind of what we had in mind as well. It's actually a practical tool. One comment the other day was on LinkedIn by someone who wasn't, I think, aware of WITT AP and WITT certification, asking, how do we implement the wellness practically? Well, WITT AP helps to implement wellness standards practically into operation, your consulting, your wellness practice, your advisory and development work that prepares the hotel. So this WIP is for everyone. And one other thing I wanted to mention, if you are a senior professional, because here we have senior professionals, it is still for you. It doesn't mean that it diminishes your expertise. It simply adds to what you probably know, but it solidifies just as a tool for you to use and connect with globally. So that's my final 2 words. 3, 5. And thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Jean-Guy. Absolutely a pleasure to see you all and pioneering this program.
Thank you. It's a pleasure supporting. Absolute pleasure supporting the wellness in travel and tourism, the WITT certification program for hotels and resorts, the WITT AP for accredited professionals, and also to support the Wellness Tourism Association. If it's okay, Joan and Anna, Oksana, Marla, Melton, and Vanessa, Can we just end on the wealthy of the World Wellness Weekend, a victory of the mind and a victory of the body? And when body and mind are connected, we may have wellness. The fingers need to be connected, absolutely. Melton, if you can show me your hands. Yes, Marla, you know it. And so, Oksana, rather than the thumb and the
Like
index, it's
this.
more index and middle fingers, so that it's really the victory sign with the two V's getting together. Are you ready? One, two, three. Everyone connect, and everyone say, "Wait, I need to drop one hand to click." So you keep your two hands, and I'll just drop one. One, two, three. Everyone say, "Wait."
With
And there we are. Thank you so very much, everyone. It is time to move on with the rest of the day for the rest of the night, Melton and Marla in Asia. But thank you for sharing so many insights. We will be back with more, possibly on the other side of summer, to possibly continue to support WITT and the Wellness Tourism Association. But I need to get ready now for another webinar with the Wellness Tourism Association and encourage hotels and resorts and DMOs to become wellness champions or wellness heroes. So see you on the other side. Thank you so very much. Bye bye, everyone.
you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you,
Bye
Jean-Guy.
bye.